So a very good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I request all the non-speakers to keep their mic on mute. Let the speaker complete his session and we will have a separate question and answer round at last. I, Abhishek Sharma, on behalf of Chaudhary Charan Singh National Institute of Agriculture Marketing, Jaipur, welcomes you all to the Kisan Mitra webinar series on agriculture technology for marketing, organized by CCS National Institute of Agriculture Marketing in partnership with Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. CCS National Institute of Agriculture Marketing, Jaipur, is an autonomous organization established under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, Government of India, to cater various agriculture-related aspects such as training, research, consultancy, education in agriculture marketing. CCS NIAM is also recognized globally as a center of excellence in Southeast Asia. Kisan with Friends of Farmers is an initiative by the Principal Scientific Advisor Office in partnership with Chaudhary Charan Singh National Institute of Agriculture Marketing. The objective of the initiative is to bring technologies to farmers and reverse migrants to rural areas due to the impact of COVID-19. Under this initiative, more than 1,000 technologies have been identified. ICR institutions, NABARD, Ministry of Rural Development, ISRO, and Gates Foundation. On the supply side of the technology, there are innovators, entrepreneurs, researchers in academic and research institutions talking about the technology, and the webinar participants on the demand side who are typically agribusiness enthusiasts, government functionaries, agribusiness companies, and other agribusiness stakeholders who are keen in agri-technologies. Moving further, I would like to invite Dr. Sapna, Program Director, Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, to give a special address. Over to you, ma'am. Hello. Sapna, you can proceed. Ma'am.
Dr. Sapna, can you hear me? Dr. Sapna, can you hear us?
Ma'am, you can unmute yourself and start. Please unmute Dr. Sapna. Rahul, please unmute Dr.
Hello. Good morning.
Please.
Can you hear me?
Abhishek, Dr. Sapna, can you hear us? Yeah.
So these organizations have been coming together for quite a long time, and their technologies are available. But now we thought that we need to have a national repository where all these technologies would be housed together. And once it is housed in a digital platform, the idea was to engage on-site people together. When we say demand, it could be farmer producing organizations, it could be farmers, or it could be industry, or it could be incubators and those who want to support. The entire idea here was to basically look at how we can make an engaging platform and not something like a simple museum of sorts. So we have provided a complete video conferencing, feedback system, rating system for the technology, as well as a complete engagement platforms, so that both the demand and the supply side people will work together closely. In addition to that, we have 6 phases in the digital platform. The first phase is the agriculture technologies. The second phase is the livestock technologies, because a lot of farmers today, to be able to make their income, they are also going for livestock and poultry and farm and all of that. So we have a second phase for livestock. The third phase basically focuses on scientific research, and largely from ICAR, CSIR, and ICERS, where it could be a seed that has been researched upon, or a farm practice, or it could be irrigation techniques and so on. So those are also available in the scientific research output. And then we also have 3 more phases, which are very interesting. The fourth phase is what we call the Himalayan Bazaar, where we look at the mountain states and the nutritious cultivation from the mountain states, and how that can be provided to the undernourished self-help groups and the undernourished children taken care of by the charitable trusts and so on. And so that is called the Nutrition Bazaar, or the Himalayan Bazaar, as we call it now. And the next phase is where we want to give farmers a lot of inputs. So we have dipping into about 10 databases. Out of that, 3 or 4 databases, which are the largest ones, are already in. And through an application, we want to provide a data information card, so that they understand, the farmers understand, if they're going to have low rainfall or medium rainfall, with a combination of moisture in the air, in the combination of pests which are there in that sector, in that geography, and with a combination of weather and so on. So that itself is quite a task, and we have luckily got a lot of databases, and there is a second set of databases which are flowing in this week. And then we have something called the off-farm and the microfinancing section. We are talking to NABARD for the microfinancing section, where we might have a rerouting to the app that they have for monitoring of microfinancing. Over there, the FPOs under NABARD can actually come into the digital platform and look at the technologies, and also engage in the mountain states section. So the whole idea is to make it very engaging with different ministries. And the last one would be off-farm, which is textile technologies. Once the agriculture technologies are in and the engagement commences, we will also have something for the textiles and handloom, and a whole host of technologies for off-farm will be also uploaded, and the engagement will commence. These were the verticals, and these are the phases which are available. And then we have horizontals. In the horizontals, we have something called the Learning Hub. So any of you who wants to write a blog, or who has written a paper, or if it is a good journal article which you feel that it is worth sharing with the larger community of startups, will be useful for them for building better technologies, you can share those blogs and those kind of journal papers, which are technical papers, in the Learning Hub in a particular order. Then we have the international engagement. I hear that some of your people today are from international organizations. And so we would be including those people as well in this section, which is actually going to be designed by CII. They have an initiative called GITA, which is Growth, Innovation, and Technology Accelerator. So this GITA would be, designing this section, because they have a lot of countries where organizations will be interested in our agriculture technologies, and they will dip into our agricultural technologies from the international engagement section of our landing page. And in that section, we will also have regular industries. CII has a huge database of industries, so they will also be logging in here so that they can engage with the supply. And lastly, we will also have challenges as a section, which is a horizontal section. Challenges for the demand side people to throw the challenge on the technologists as well as the supply of scientific research. So we have already got challenges from Tata Chemicals. We are going to get one from Azim Premji and probably from Aragyam, which is run by Mr. Mini. And so we will also have this regular basis, so that it's a very engaging platform. Into this platform, understand what challenges are being thrown, and there'll be a section there for each of the challenge where people can upload. So that is in nutshell how we want to engage. And this entire exercise is called Movement for the Farmers, which is known as the Friends of the Farmers, or Kisan Mitra, as I mentioned. And all of you are friends in many sense. And this is it has no agenda, no intention of making profits. It's only for the farmers and for the startups to help each other. We all facilitate this earnest and sincere manner. This is from the Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, and Professor Vijay Raghavan, who's the Principal Scientific Advisor, personally is with me to understand. He's been supporting behind the scenes on a regular basis. So much for this opportunity of the day, which is the technologist is going to be presenting today. Thank you so much, Niyam, for such an opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing the valuable information about the program with us. I request all the non-speakers to keep their mic on mute. Next, I would invite Dr. Ramesh Mittal, Director, CCS, National Institute of Agriculture Marketing, to give a special address. Over, sir.
First of all, very good morning, all of you. I just want to welcome PSA office bearers like Dr. Sapna and other office bearers who are supporting this program, and Niyam team also. As we are aware, this program name is Kisan Mitra. Itself is very, very important. The title is excellent, which is saying farmers friend. Now, if you look at, we want to double the farmer income, which is the main agenda of this program. Each and every one, all the stakeholders are thinking to how to double the farmer income. I believe this title is 100%, supporting to double the farmer. Kisan Mitra, Friends of the Farmer, and this is basically national digital platform for farmers. So, disseminate strategies developed by the technology developer. That is the main thing. And we are going to have this idea for more than 1,000 webinars. Like every week, we will have 2 webinars, that is on Tuesday and Thursday. And I would like to say again, thanks to this great association that was in between PSA, which is Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India, and National Institute of Agriculture Marketing. So credit goes to Director General Dr. P. Chandrasekhar, who has made this association with this PSA. And the important part is basically this technology, how to disseminate this technology. So, like we are just encashing this COVID period opportunity, and we are using this digital platform. Now, in digital platform, Niyam has already conducted many webinars, and we are also knowledge partner for the Ministry of Agriculture for this incubation center. So 5 states are hand-holding, which is provided by Niyam. That is West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, and Rajasthan. And like many incubators are, many incubators are coming up over there also, and we have our own incubation center, which is known as a NAVI. That is Niyam Incubator Center. And as of now, 59 startups and their idea stage have been developed. So they are also using technology. Some using some typical type of technology. We can understand the importance and significance of the technology. And today, farmer need this technology. We used to see many kind of clips on WhatsApp also, where we can see the small technology which is developed by the scientist or maybe developed by the farmer, by Jugaad and all. But the purpose was basically somehow they have increased their yield, they have increased their profit. So ultimate motto is how to increase farmers' crop. That was the intention, and that is why this webinar is organizing. And I just want to say thanks to all the stakeholders who are involved, like PS office, NIAM, office bearers, and the participants, especially farmers who are joining, other stakeholders, traders, industry also. They are joining for this to make success this program. And special thanks to the speaker, maybe from the industry or maybe from the incubator side also. They are giving presentation on the various technologies. I don't know the kind of technology, cannot decide which technology is required for his activity. But I am very much sure when he will go through with such webinars, which is twice every week, he will come to know, or he will select at least few technologies which are very good for his routine work, or he may increase his income maybe through extension work or maybe through marketing work or value chain or maybe value addition. With these words, I just want to say thanks to all the people who are involved to making successful this program. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your practical and learning with us. So I request all the non-speakers again to keep their mic on mute. And going forward, I would like to invite Dr. P. Chandrasekhara, Director General, CCS, National Institute of Agriculture Marketing, to give a keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek. Good morning, all of you, and I would like to extend a warm welcome to you all to this webinar. I'm very happy to see 130 participants in this first webinar itself. I would like to thank Dr. Sapna and team and Dr. Ramesh Mittal, Manoj and team on our side for making it happen. So it is very important day for us. Thank you all for making this happen. Regarding NIAM participation, it is farmers' own organization. We are dedicated to the cause of farmers. Whoever speaks the language of the farmers, probably we support them. I'm on this platform. I am very happy to be a part of Friends of Farmers family. Along with other stakeholders here. In NIAM, we are conducting training, research, consultancy, and some of the international programs, policy advocacy, and education programs. We are also conducting 2 years. Hello, I request non-speakers to mute the mic. It is causing little. Okay, we are also conducting an education program. It's a 2 years regular program on agribusiness management. Through this, we are preparing techno managers who help the business industry in service of farmers. Which is related to this program and NIAM, which is in common. Already my colleague Dr. Ramesh Mittal already highlighted on this. We are also a knowledge partner for Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare in promoting agri startups. Even though large number of agri startups are coming up, probably we need very strong mentorship for them. So ministry is working with several organizations, and we are also knowledge partner to ministry in the promoting agri startups. Last year we made a beginning and the attention of very passionate and enthusiastic young to do something new in agriculture. They came to NIAM, stayed here, and more than 59 startups they got mentorship from NIAM. Varieties and very exciting things have happened because of the startup. Why I am recalling these things? Whenever we start a new idea like this, even though it looks very small in the beginning, but over a period of time we start seeing very exciting thing happening, and many of our startups are also participating in this webinar. And one of the agri startup, it is functioning from Bastar in Chhattisgarh, working in a Naxal area. where they are helping tribal people to collect the custard apple, prepare the pulp, and give it to ice cream industry. And the tribal people get the employment seasonally and also get additional income for collection of custard apple. Similarly, another startup from Himachal Pradesh, he is preparing sanitary pads from sun hemp. It is cost effective, sanitary pad. And another person from Rajasthan, he prepared a natural polymer which can absorb water, which can protect the crops in the dry season. And another agri startup worked on mobile food processing unit. In situ food processing can be done instead of harvesting and taking all your fruit produce to food processing industry. Take the food processing unit to the field so that processing takes place there. These are all only few examples I am giving. So there is a huge scope for this kind of agri startups when we come in contact with these exciting ideas during this webinar. We have a large number of scientific institutions in our country, and there are no dearth of breakthrough technologies. But the cause of concern is they are not reaching the ultimate stakeholders. In our case, it is farmers. We all know that any technology starting from creating awareness, it has to pass 6 stages before it reaches and adopted by the farmer. Awareness, interest, desire, conviction, action, and satisfaction. See, it is a mental process where every stage they need some kind of support so that it goes up to the satisfaction level, so that the technology is adopted and continue to be adopted by the farmers. That is where the webinars like this, that is where the association and activities like this plays very important role. I'm very happy today. Several industry people are there, representatives of farmers producers organizations are there. You play very important role in upscaling the technology, because when we take it to the doorstep of the farmer, a single farmer adapt. But when it goes to industry and farmers producers organization, the adoption is at highest speed. It can reach a large number of stakeholders in less time. So I'm very happy to see that many organizations are also involved. So at this point of time, I would like to highlight the last point. Some of the sincere efforts made by the Government of India, Ministry of Agriculture, for strengthening the income enhancement, doubling the farmers' income, that mission, by announcing some of the major programs. For example, government wants to promote 10,000 farmers producers organization. Today, the technology what we are going to speak, that assaying mission for certifying of cereals and pulses to increase farmers' revenue and enable e-trade, that is the topic today. This assaying mission probably should be the first equipment possessed by every farmers producers company. All the 10,000 farmers producers companies should have this kind of mission. It highlights the importance of quality. It gets more money to the hands of the farmers. Second, ordinance passed by Ministry of Agriculture, Government of India on 5th June is on contract farming. It creates a win-win situation where industry and the farmers can work together. Market is assured to the farmers, and industry is assured of quantity and quality of the raw material. And there is no scope for middlemen. At present, farmers share in consumer rupees 30 to 40%. Certainly it will double when we get into contract farming mode. This is another major announcement made by Government of India. And government announced 1 lakh crore for establishing agri infrastructure, where all the new technologies can make use of this. In fact, special preference is there for agripreneurs and agri startups and farmers producers organization to make use of all the infrastructure which is required, announced in this program. And lastly, government also announced establishment of a e-trading platform. This is very, very important. Certainly all our farmers, producers, organizations will be directly connected to consumers and traders, through this platform, so that they need not, lose the money for the middle. So these are all important announcement by the government. What I am trying to say is, the policy environment is very much favorable, and probably this kind of programs can highlight, large number of technologies. Today is the first step, but very important step. I know long way to go. More and more number of technologies will come. I'm sure the industries and farmers producers organizations and agri startups will come forward to adopt this technology, so that the benefit ultimately goes to farmer. So I appreciate the interest, initiation, and the participation of Office of Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, and all my colleagues from NIAM and all the participants. I'd like to welcome you all again, and my best wishes. I compliment the efforts of today's speaker, Mr. Vikram, and thank you very much. So it's over to you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience and information related to startups incubated by Chaudhary Charan Singh National Institute of Agriculture Marketing. And you also pointed out the program details newly introduced by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. So now moving further, I would like to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Vikram Srirama from MVQ Private Limited, Raichur, Karnataka. So about Vikram, Vikram is the founder and CEO of MVQ Private Limited and has more than 15 years of experience in wheat and milling, rice mill. He has also done his graduation from Industrial Engineering and Management in the year 2002 and completed complete diploma from Center Food Technology and Research Institute in the year 2004. He has 2 patents. He is also a rice mill process consultant. He is presenting the first fully Indian patented and Social Alpha Award winning technology, which is incubated at POSA Institute, New Delhi. Now I would like to invite Vikram to take session on assaying and certifying of cereals and pulses to increase farmers' revenue and enable e-trade. Over to you, Vikram. Share your screen and start. You can start the session.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, you can proceed.
Good morning, sir.
As you can see, we've developed an instrument basically to assay and certify a commodity like paddy, which is very difficult to, especially when we are doing trade. This instrument was fully developed in India. It is one of its kind in the world, and it uses very simple science, physics, and other foolproof technologies like machine learning and artificial intelligence. See, as soon as we produce the paddy or pulses is harvested from the field, it normally comes to the mandis or it is traded at the farm level itself. And the basic methods of evaluation, you can see they either do a palm husking or the wooden husker, or they use a mini polisher and many such tools where the paddy is dehusked and then the quality is evaluated based on the head rice recovery, the other impurities like chalkiness, brokens, discolored, immature, admixture, other foreign impurities. So based on the head rice recovery, the price is determined. And as people in the trade, we can clearly say that this is very subjective. People can easily cheat the farmer. The buyer is also at some risk because the quality evaluator at his own intentionally or unintentionally, he can manipulate the output. And to overcome all these issues, what we did was we went around, looked for some kind of a non-destructive methodology, because the moment there is destruction, the actual reason why crack has appeared or why that crack has been induced is very difficult to identify and we cannot trace back, because once it is dehusked, it is over. So what we did was we went around the world, Ket Instruments, Satake, Bueller, everywhere we went, we checked if there any such technology where a non-destructive instrument which can be used at the farm level, at the mill level, or at the mandi level. And the big answer everyone gave was no. There is absolutely nothing through which non-destructive testing can be done. Only thing you can do is after dehusking, you can either take a scanner or take up image and say how much head rise was there and how much broken was there, which is of very less importance, because after you can dehusk, you can actually know how much rice you have got and how much broken you've got, irrespective of a tool required there. Maybe you can, the time required you could save by say 30 to 60 seconds, but nothing value added at that juncture. So we, as a rice miller, we went around. Our whole intention was, I see why we cannot do this. I mean, if somebody has not done it, it's a different thing. But at least in an Indian context, we will definitely require something like that to avoid any ambiguity. So what we did, we came up with a device like this. It's a smart, IoT enabled, simple to use, takes around 12 volts, easy to carry, and the whole result can be displayed on this. So we came up with a smart device which can be easily taken care. It's plug and play device, smart, no special training required. Just insert the sample and you can get the result. So this device can do a complete analysis of the commodity like pulses, tur and paddy, which are highly valuable, and the price determination is the biggest challenge in these commodities. So this device is fully made in India, and the software, the algorithm, all things are developed in-house, and the cost is very reasonable compared to any other X-ray technologies or any other bulky instruments which are imported, like say Faxitron, which is around 1 crore plus. We are a fraction of that cost, and there is no consumables because we do not have any wear and tear, and it is a one-time buy and fit and forget. So that's the way the whole design is done. So I'll just show you how exactly this instrument is operated. So it goes with 3 steps. So step number 1, you can see the paddy is put on a tray, and then all the grains are completely filled. Even though even a 1 grain is not inserted in the tray, it will automatically detect there are missing grains and it will not do the analysis. So it's a foolproof system which has been designed. So once the tray is completely filled, all the excess grains are removed. Then in step 2, the person inserts the tray into the device. Then he puts the remarks like any tracing thing like farmer name or place of its origin or anything which is desired for tracking purposes, and the scan is run. So this takes around 1.5 minutes to complete the complete analysis for 200 grains, and finally the results pop up on the screen. So as you can see, the grains are intact. There is no change in its form, and the parameters which we are showing up are head rise recovery, broken percentage, the chalkiness, the length of the paddy. We also show the length of the brown rice which is inside the husk. Then the other admixtures, other defects like color defects like immature kernel and discolored kernels. So all this happens at a touch of a button without any skill required. So to sum up the benefits, it is non-destructive. we are able to see the internal defects. The classification is very simple. Physical measurements are also there, and it's smart, and the information can be shared to the both buyer and seller at the same time through an SMS inbuilt into the system or through an email. So this is a very unique thing which we have, and compared to any other technology, we are at the stage one of the procurement itself. So most of them do a post processing. So it is post mortem, we call it. We are doing at the stage one before even the commodity is bought by any other person. So, well, as I said, we are the first people to enter in this market. At present, there is no such device in the market, and the complete hardware and software and the technology is fully made in India. It's very low cost compared to any other systems. We have two patents, one for paddy analysis and one for pulses analysis. The whole concept is based on the principle of physics, absorption and reflection. So it's a simple standard light which we use to capture the data and process it. See, when we have to do a trade at present during this challenging times of COVID, people will not send their representatives to mandi, or people will not send the person to the farm. So what we have to do is at the mandi level, the kiosks like will be set up where people will collect the sample of the farmer. Then through a broadcast, this testing report is sent to all the buyers, and accordingly they can participate in the e-trade or platforms and bid based on the certification of quality or reports. So this is the need of the hour. And if you look at the competition, most of them have only an instrument developed after it is dehusked and polished, especially like rice scanning by Cat Bueller or Next Instruments. Whereas we are the only people without dehusking, is well educated about the quality of his produce, and based on which this certificate becomes a negotiating tool for him to demand a higher price. It's just not that some middleman comes up and says this is a very inferior quality and your price is say 1,000 rupees, whereas the quality would really be much better than whatever he is saying, and it is going to become the standard of the day. And for the miller, I mean, it's a coin of flip on both sides. So for a miller, you can see he's going to have a very transparent procuring systems, whereas people cannot cheat him. Trade itself is a very low margin and high volume business, and it is very important that he is buying the right quality paddy at the right price. And through this instrument, he's also able to ensure that his process is very stable. There is no variation from his input to the final quality which he is getting after processing. What I mean is, say at the stage of procurement, the instrument had reported a value of 20% as its broken, and at every stage of his processing, drying, milling, polishing, and at the end of it, he should get plus minus 1%, say 19 to 20% max. If he's getting anything more than that, that means there is something wrong with the process, the way he is handling the grain, the way the dryers are operated, the temperatures, the overall efficiency of his polishers. So all such things can be monitored, and through a simple tool like our instrument, it is very easily doable. The subjective or there is no question here, so it is very transparent. So what we're looking at is sales directly to the millers or through the mandis. We're going to set up a kiosk, and or through using any distribution network which is already there, set up by the mill stores, which are normally called, who are directly in touch with their local area mills, who supply spares and accessories. Through them, we plan to increase our sales and marketing reach. So that is about the story. I mean, why exactly this instrument was thought about, the technology behind it, the process, its use, and to bring in, everybody talks about doubling farmers' income, but just by increasing yield, output, or or using less pesticides, everything, the income cannot be doubled. I mean, through a proper assaying and certification tool, this can become a reality. So that's the whole objective of this instrument and our journey till date. So let me just play a small video so that the whole thing can be summed up very briefly. See, here he's segregating the head rice and brocans to determine the percentage of head rice recovery. So it's kind of a ratio, around 20% is the head rice recovery, 1:5. See, here you can see it's a grid which we are showing here. The quality of the grain for every grain in the tray. Say when you're saying green and number 1, that's our identification that it's a good healthy grain and there are no cracks in it. When there's a red box, it means there are cracks and it's broken. So we're not doing any approximation here. We're doing a grain wise analysis and a grain wise reporting to give a complete trace back of the quality of the paddy in the tray. So that's the way it is done. So that's about the basic technology and its use and the process of analyzing the report. So anybody can ask questions. We're very happy to answer.
Thank you, Vikram. Now I request all the participants to unmute and raise the questions one by one, or you can also write the questions in the chat box. We have received some questions in the chat box. So first question is what is the price of that quality paddy quality tester?
Right now we're selling this at 4 lakhs of instrument. We're looking at bringing in subscription based pay-per-use model subsequently in the coming few months.
Abhishek, try to highlight some of the questions in the chat box for the benefit of all the participants.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, please.
Please go.
Sir, I'm Pragati Kaushik from Jaipur. I want to ask, it is that much costly? मतलब अगर आप farmers के point of view से देखें तो थोड़ा सा costly है. तो is it for big companies or small farmers? Farmers छोटे जो farmers हैं, जो actual tillers हैं, उनके लिए है या जो established जो companies होती हैं जो इसके अंदर काम कर रही हैं, उनके लिए किस segment of customer के लिए आप product समझ क्या किसके लिए develop किया है सर आपने?
No. See, the objective is to help the farmer, but because the farmer is going to have only one produce in one season and maximum 2 crops per annum, it is mostly kept like a kiosk at mandis, and the farmer brings his sample and just does one test, and he's got the quality report and things like that. And for a miller, it is of day in and day out use because he's going to buy from thousands of farmers. But what we're saying is the farmers should ensure that he is taking that quality receipt before he is doing the trade, so that he can negotiate a better price and he's not getting cheated. The same thing can be used by even the seed developers, so that when they're developing a seed, the complete stress, strain, the sun cracks and all such things can be analyzed, so that they know which kind of a seed is more suitable in the kind of a rabi crop or a kharif crop and things like that. So good practices can also be evaluated because we are doing a non-destructive testing here. I hope you got the answer, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Vikram, the next question is,
Vikram, certainly that question was very, very important. See, this is a good technology, but price-wise, a small farmers cannot afford, around 4 lakh rupees.
Yes, sir.
So, farmers producers company where 300 to 500 farmers are there, certainly this is the must, possession. They should possess this, and it is 4 lakh rupees is not a big thing for a farmers producers organization. All the rice mills, certainly they can have that. And all the APMCs, they can, purchase and keep. But for small farmers, is it possible to work out some kind of, custom hiring model?
Sir, it is, see, for a farmer, he's got a produce of 50 tons or 30 tons of paddy. He's going to do only one test, sir. It makes no sense for him to have this instrument. Instead, a kiosk-like thing, which when we are setting up like a Xerox kiosk in the mandi, every farmer who comes to the mandi can just get his 20 gram, 50 gram sample and put it in the device, and he gets a report. And based on that, he can go trade it with any trader, dalal, or a buyer. So it is definitely for a farmer, but not owned by a farmer. That is the whole ideology with which we have done this.
Okay, I think it is very important to say when a farmer goes for a sampling, for sample testing, how much it may cost. You have any, any cost like that?
Sir, normally these dalals go around the field and bring samples and give it to the mills, saying this is Ramaya from this village or Lakshman from some other village. So what happens is these dalals are kind of an aggregators here. They go around and collect the samples, and they charge based on for every ton they charge around 10 rupees. I mean, for every quintal they charge 10 rupees as a commission for their service. So if you look at a trade of around say 25 tons, he's going to charge around 2,500. And with testing of one sample, our cost will be around 20-25 rupees, and his cost of collection is around another 60 to 80 rupees. So overall cost, including the report, is around 100 rupees per sample, right from bringing it from the field to doing the analysis.
Sir, can I ask?
So, Vikram, this is Sapna here.
Yes,
I'm just wondering, would it be possible for you to, kind of look at a scheme of rentals, hiring this for a couple of days or for some time? For instance, like how you have Uber service. So maybe you'll have to also look at reaching out to the smaller farmers, as the lady just spoke about it. There has to be some kind of a way of reaching out. So maybe you can look at, a hiring mode, like how furniture is hired for a month and so on. So depending on the period for which this needs to be provided to the farmers, do look at a way that the product can also be on hire.
Yes, ma'am. It's something like a subscription-based model in short, what you're saying. So whenever he does a test, some kind of a currency gets deducted. So something like the mobile which was there earlier, you recharge and for every minute you lose 1 rupee, 2 rupee goes. So something like in that lines, we are developing the platform so that it becomes more reachable and we can have a more widespread application case.
Sure. So that can be uploaded on our digital platform where you have filled the fields, and you may have also uploaded the video of this product. But the additional features like subscription, etc., can also be added. There is a section over there called other comments or other remarks. You can add that in the digital platform so that whichever farmer comes into the platform is able to see that there are different ways of engaging with this product and not only just purchase of it, because it puts off a farmer when the farmer sees that it is
Yes.
beyond his this thing. And the whole
Sure.
idea of having this Kisan Mitra was for us to reach out to the farmer.
Sure, ma'am. I'll do that.
So Vikram, we will just take two questions. So first one is what is the accuracy level for machine learning prediction model in comparison to conventional model?
We have done a complete testing. As I said, grain wise, we are doing an evaluation. And in our sample tray, we put around 200 grains, and one grain, max 2 grains, that is 1% of the grains is what we are saying is the error level. We've also, when we have cross-checked and verified by de-husking each and every single grain with the machine learning output, we have found that 99.9% of the times it is showing accuracy. So the predictability is very good, and the whole environment is a very constrained environment. So the variables are avoided. So you can see it's a form of a cube where the sampling, once it is inserted, all other parameters are common. So the variation is going to be very less.
The next one will be is it can be used to other food grains or it is ideal for paddy only?
As I said, the same thing is available for pulses, and out of which we have selected the biggest pulse of all, tur or arhar. So right now we have done for 2 technologies, but this can be scaled down to other green gram, chana, and any other commodity.
So is any kind of custom hiring is possible?
That's what I said. We are going to come very shortly release the subscription-based models. So it will be pay per use or a duration-based rental. So that is going to come up very shortly.
And from my side, the last question is how many units you have sold as of now?
Since last 6 months, we have sold around 20 instruments, and to all kinds of industry like seed industry, rice millers, also kiosks at mandi levels. So, and also the machine manufacturers, so that the process, their machine designing, so that it does not end.
Vikram, it is very important to Dr. Chandrasekhar here.
Yes, sir.
Vikram, very important to reach cooperatives and farmers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Under the agriculture infrastructure scheme, these two, FPCs and cooperatives are targeted.
Yes,
So both deal with the farmers, and I think it is very important equipment they should possess.
Sure, sir. We'll reach out, sir.
Probably it is important to contact NABARD officials also, because NABARD is the implementing agency. Whenever they recommend any kind of infrastructure, probably they can recommend this very valuable machine also.
Sure, sir.
What is the weight of this machine, Vikram?
It is less than 2 kilos, sir.
2 kilos. Okay.
No, not searching. I think Waited India was down and searching for DOJ was.
So thank you very much, Vikram. Your presentation provided us with deep insights. Many thanks for sharing your invaluable experience in agriculture technology. Participants got benefited from your talk. Still, I find so many in my chat box. Still, I find so many questions, and I ask the participants to raise the questions and send the email. Send the email to Vikram. Also contact He has already shared his mobile number and email. I request Vikram also to share that screen where you have your email ID and mobile number. And at last, I would like to invite Mr. Manoj Agarwal, Chief Operating Officer, Niam Agribusiness Incubator, CCS, to give concluding remarks.
Thanks, Abhishek, and good morning to you all. First of all, I would like to congratulate Mr. Vikram for a beautiful presentation. It was on mute. So I was saying that we India is the rice exporter country, and this kind of product is in huge demand. Right now, the testing is being done on manual basis at every level, be it at port, be it at mandi level, or be it at warehousing companies. So it can improve upon for the various stakeholders in the various part of nations. So I again congratulate Mr. Vikram for a beautiful presentation for the first webinar series. I would like to share one more thing that we NIAM is promoting and supporting the technology and startups, and we are running two incubation program that is pre-seed and seed stage, where we are supporting and funding, providing grant in aid up to 25 lakh rupees. So that applications are open. If anybody wants to get the support, then they can apply on our website www.cpniam.gov.in. So it was indeed a matter of great pleasure to host first webinar of Kisan Mitra webinar series. This is a great initiative by Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India and CCS NIAM. So as mentioned, there is a gap in technology developer and reach to demand side, that is industry and farmer. So this webinar series is the efforts towards matching demand and supply. There will be two webinars each week, Tuesday and Thursday at 11 to 12. So I request all to please participate in this webinar for understanding the new technology in the agriculture field. So I would like to express gratefulness to Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, Dr. Professor K. Vijay Raghavan, to provide CCS NIAM an opportunity to be a part of Kisan Mitra movement. We are also very thankful to Dr. Sapna Poti, Program Director Office of PSA, who have put all efforts and pain to initiate and support this initiative. And we could successfully organize first webinar of Kisan Mitra webinar series with around 160 participants in this webinar. I also thank Director General CCS NIAM, Dr. P. Chandrasekhara, for making this occasion a resounding success. He has taken all the initiative to make this webinar series successful for benefiting the nation during COVID period. We are grateful to Dr. Ramesh Mittal, Director CCS NIAM, for all the support he has extended for the execution of this program to make it a great success. We are thankful to Mr. Vikram Srirama, founder and CEO of MBQ Private Limited, who has also beautifully presented the technology to so many various stakeholders for benefit of agri ecosystem. I would like to extend my thanks to Mr. Nagaraja Prakasham also, who pursued us to be a part of this movement and mission. His active involvement has resulted into the success of this program. The vote of thanks would not be completed without thanking the various stakeholders who participated in this webinar from various parts of the country, from various domains and various professions who actively participated and involved in this webinar. Last but not the least, I would like to extend my thanks to CCS NIAM team, who have taken all the pain and worked hard to put all the things on right track. I just want to conclude this webinar. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Manoj sir. Now I would like to thank everyone for sparing their valuable time with us. The presentation is, of course, provided us with the deep insights and about the agriculture technologies, and press participants got benefited from the talk of Vikram. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Vikram.
Thank you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.